Hey everybody, welcome. We are going to be making some special zesty lemon with a twist of lime Poppyseed muffin. This has two parts to it. There are going to be a wet and dry bowl set of ingredients, which we're going to go over here. So I think today we'll start with the dry ingredients. So because these are gluten and dairy free, so we have a cup of the almond flour. We're gonna dump that in. We have a cup and 3/4 of the 1-to-1 ratio. I'm gonna also dump that in. And then we have a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. Looks like it always reminds me of a little, like a day on the beach, like you're making a sandcastle. We're gonna have a 1/4 cup of, or I put it in a 1/4 cup, guys. It's actually 2 tablespoons of the poppy seeds. Just add that in. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And again, we'll have all the ingredients that you'll need in the blog post, and there'll be little pop-ups in this video for you. We're gonna also we had 2 lemons and 1 lime, zested them up. We're gonna add that in. I highly recommend zesting before you take the juice out. It just makes it a lot easier. So we put the zest in. All right, we're gonna take our little mixer here. We're gonna mix it all around. And you wanna be sure to not over mix either. But we're gonna just kind of get any of the sugar bumps and lumps out. Okay. So once you're done with that, set your bowl aside. We're gonna move on into the wet ingredient bowl here. Guys, I just love these vintage bowls. First, we're gonna start with the coconut milk. That was the milk of choice for this. Again, going with the dairy-free. We have 3 tablespoons of the coconut oil. We're gonna mix that in. We have a 1/2 cup of warm water. So everything's warm, all the liquids are warm. We're gonna put that in. We have the juice of our 2 lemons and 1 lime. We're gonna add that in. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of this good old lemon extract. Again, trying to get it nice and zesty. Give it a good kick. And then we're gonna add 1/4 cup of the maple syrup. So I typically like my sweets not too sugary, not lip puckering sweet. If you like it sweeter, I'd recommend doing a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of maple syrup. But I went a little less, so I'm doing a 1/4 cup of the brown sugar, 1/4 cup of your local maple syrup. Alrighty guys, now to mix this up a little bit. Now that we have both of the separate bowls, the wet and the dry ingredients, now to meld and marry the two, we're gonna add the wet ingredients into the dry bowl. The marriage begins. All right, now to mix. Marriage is going very well, guys. Again, you don't wanna over mix, but you do want all the ingredients to be blended together. It's kind of forming a bit of a thicker consistency than pancake mix would be. So it's kind of gonna be a light, fluffy consistency that you're looking for. So now that we have the batter set and ready to go, we are going to get the oven set to 350. So you're gonna make sure that it's in the middle of the rack. Okay, so we are gonna take our handy dandy muffin cups. So good when you don't want to mess. We're going to take you can take any spoon of your choice. I'm just using the one that I had here. Being resourceful, less dishes. Who doesn't like less dishes? Yeah. Okay, so take our batter and you can fill it to level the muffin cup out. You know, sometimes you might have to rob from Peter to pay Paul, but for now we're gonna And I am a major lemon fan when it comes to desserts. Yeah, lemon curd, lemon meringue, lemon Poppyseed Muffins. Also tasty. We're gonna pop them in for 25 minutes. And then have fun, babies. Welcome back, everybody. Our timer has rung 25 minutes. Grab your mitt, grab your toothpick, we're going in. Woo. All right, smelling quite lovely. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a little bit of the browning on the top, which we love. Let's stick it in. Let's see. Perfection, that is what you want to see. No batter, just a clean toothpick. So now we can take these babies out. All right, time to let them cool. And then the frosting. So now it is time to get your glaze on. As we're letting these cool, you want to let them cool for about an hour to almost 2 hours. If you're a little impatient, like we tend to be most of the time, you could put them in the refrigerator to let them cool. A predicament that I typically run into more often than not is making the glaze too liquidy. I get a little ambitious, adding more things in than I should too quickly. So today, we're gonna start off with 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. You could do heaping. I've already put, oops, it's covered now, guys, but I put 1 lemon and lime, their zest into this. So the zest of 1 lemon, the zest of 1 lime. Now we're adding the confectioner's sugar. Okay, so 3 heaping. And then I had sliced, if you have a large lemon, probably I'd say do like 1/3 of it, because a half a lemon for a large lemon gives you a lot of juice. And then I had a small lime, so a half a lime. And then I also added an 1/8 teaspoon of lemon extract to just give it a little extra oomph. So now we're gonna add that in.
Now the beautiful thing is that you can always add more liquid.
Here we go. We're gonna mix this in. If you're noticing it's too thick, you could always add a little more liquid. If it's too thin, you can always add more confectioner's sugar, but it's always better to have to add than try to take away. So we're also gonna add in, let's see here, 1 teaspoon of coconut shavings to just follow through with all the coconut flavors. So I'd say that it's just still a little liquidy. We're gonna add 1 more tablespoon in. You know, don't be afraid to eyeball it. Have fun with it. As it sits, it will also thicken, but we were just adding 1 more in to get it extra thick. Okay, and you get the yellow and the green from the lemon and the lime. It's great. Hey, Rue.
Hi,
Jim.
We have a special guest for our frosting party. So we got a little impatient. We did stick these in the freezer after all. Anyway, they're nice and cool. They're perfect, they're ready to glaze. All right, everybody, so now you can drizzle it, you can do whatever you want. I just kind of like to glob it on and spread it out amongst the muffin.
Guys, you know what I discovered? You can actually use chicken grease for your beard oil.
Yeah, it's actually good stuff. I mean, you think back in the day. So anyway, we're glazing. So now we got these lovely confectionery edible poppies from Amazon. We're gonna just put these right on top. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we hope you enjoy these muffins on Memorial or any day of the week. Thanks for joining us.